Hi, my name is Marlene. I was the mother of 3 children. Unfortunately, I lost my first son, Robert. He was 23. He died in 1995, and he died with a first drug injection. Robert was 6'5", and when Robert, he was a family boy, I knew he smoked cannabis, and I knew he dabbled with temazepam, but he always said he would never ever inject. And Robert, I came home from work this day and Robert hadn't been in, and that wasn't Robert. So actually, 3 days after it, I reported him missing to the police. And the police had went, he's 23-year-old, he was 6'5", but here they would come up and say, we've been to this house and that house, and I'd already been. And as time went on, for some reason, I couldn't think he was dead because I thought somebody would know. But Robert lay for 3 weeks. Robert was found in a house in Castlemilk. He'd died with a first drug injection. It wasn't his right arm. Robert was right-handed. He was wrapped in a carpet and he was put under a bed and he was mortised in that house and he rotted for 3 weeks. And it was horrendous because I had a lovely daughter at 27 but also had a son, Joseph, and he was only 10. I retrained and went back to college and did an HNC, and I worked with women that had addiction, and I was very fortunate I got a job in it. But while I was in there, I noticed why, there was a lot of help out there, and why I was a decent mother that worked, and what happened to my son, and my family was devastated. There were never any help for Joseph. Like a befriend or somebody. Joseph had no grannies or grandas, so he'd only me. And I remember coming back for the funeral and going into the living room and I think, where was that Wayne? Where was that Wayne? He must have been sitting in a room himself. So as years went on and that, Joseph had problems with self-esteem and confidence, and Joseph had seen a psychiatrist and different things, and it ended up he was smoking cannabis, and then he ended up, I knew he was taking Valium. Things were going really, we seen it going downhill for Joseph. We'd been in Tenerife and we came back on the Tuesday and we found out that Joseph had been lifted for stealing vodka, had ended up in the police station, went to court on the Tuesday. Now we're flying home for Tenerife, we don't know this. When he left the court on the Tuesday, he went over to the town and stole stuff out of boots. And it was just so out of character. The police called me and they said, are you Marlene? I said, yes. They says, Joseph's away to the southern. He'd collapsed up in Castlemilk, and but they can't get his heart rate down. So me and my husband, I phoned my daughter and my son-in-law and we went over. So my daughter stayed there till about 1:30. She went home and we phoned the next day and Joseph was released from the hospital about 2 o'clock, and he got took back to Heath police station. They kept him in all that night, all the next day, all that night and the next day before he went to court. We'd asked the lawyer, we would have liked to see Joe getting a sentence because we felt Joe's on this self-destruct button. But she says we've got to work on the best of the clients, which you can understand. But here the sheriff had remanded him for 2 weeks. So we were going up every second night and that. And to be honest with you, when I think back, I think Joseph felt he belonged. It was like a belonging. He could be himself. Because I think Joseph just wanted to be accepted in life and felt he wasn't accepted. And this self-esteem and that, it didn't matter if I said anything, he'd say, but you're my mother, you would say that. So anyway, he had to go back to court and the sheriff gave him another 2 weeks remand. He says, for your own safety. And we were quite happy. So Joseph got out and he was fine. He was linked into for a structured DDT. I went home from work and I looked at Joe and I thought, Joe, you have took something. and then I found an envelope. He had got Valium off the internet. So he says to me he'd get 50, and he gave me this packet with 23 in it. But I think it must have been 100 ago. So, as you can imagine, we weren't speaking on the Thursday, we weren't speaking on the Friday. Saturday night, my daughter would have been 48 on the Sunday, and we were all going out for a meal. So obviously, Joe wasn't gone. He hadn't been outside the door for that happened. And usually Joe, I've got 2 couches in the living room. He would be in one, I'd be in the other, watching Google Box. He had me watching all the crap of the day, Big Brother and everything. And we would have our tea and toast and that. He was a really good, decent boy. But the last couple of days, of course, I wasn't speaking to him because I wasn't allowing him. You do that and then we just kid on, nothing's happened. So like that, I came in the Saturday night and his light was out. And I thought usually we'd be sitting on the couch, how did it go, man, that? Nothing. And then the Sunday looked kind of agitated and he went out. Then he came back in, he went out again. And so I was sitting on the Sunday night and he came in and he had a couple of Twixes. And he went, Mum, I put a Twix through Donald's store for him. And he's sitting on the couch and I was watching catch-up telly. And he went, Mum, see if sometime I'm never here, he said, you watch this, and I'd bought one of these box things that you can see all the old films, so it was about the universe. And he says, you know, Ma, I'll help you to relax now, because he was a boy too. See if he passed you on the couch, he would do all your shoulders. I suffer for restless legs, and he would get me tonic water, because they're quitting in it or something. But anyway, I says, Joe, I've got work in the morning, I'm up at 6:30. So he was sitting on the couch and the next minute he went, oh my, give me a cuddle. And he came out and he gave me a cuddle. And I went, right Joe, but the sorry thing what I was saying was, see when he wasn't looking, I was videoing him to show him the next day how he looked, to maybe say to him, look Joe, look at the state you were in. So anyway, I went, right Joe, come on, bed, I've got work. The usual, the war cry, I've got work. So we were going down the hall and he says to me, oh, Ma, give me another cuddle. And I gave him a cuddle. I went into bed. His room was next to me, and as I got into bed, I was going to look at the phone to see what I'd recorded, and it was 9 minutes past 12, and he opened the room door and he said, Ma, you know, me, you and my dad should go on holiday. I went, Joe, we'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm up at 6:30 in the morning. So that was fine, he went away. 1:39 I woke up and I went to the toilet, and as I came out the toilet, his room door, it's got the 15 panel, so his light was out. So I went to bed. 6:30 in the morning I got up, and where my central heating in is Joe's room. So I walked to put on the cupboard. I don't know if you want me to show you this. I don't know if you'll be able to film it. But as I walked to put in the cupboard, I turned round and my son, Joseph, I thought, Joseph, please don't do this to me, don't do this to me. And he was dead. He was dead. And I phoned 999 and the man down the stair, I go to him up and they were saying 1, 2, 3, 4, keep doing it, keep doing it. But he was dead. So this was my worst nightmare, because my lovely boy had went to bed that night and I felt, my God, what am I going to do with my life now? Because Joseph was my life. Joseph was my world. Life is never the same now. Life is quite empty now, and I feel terrible at saying it. And it's about, I know Joseph didn't want to be like that, and it was about Joe getting educated. And I must talk about the police that day were absolutely excellent. It was a different 21 years ago, the police were more understanding. I think like that, the way I've dealt with tea, Robert, we never get seen Robert. My son rotted away. His cell lying there for 3 weeks, whereas I got Joseph home. But while Joseph was at the DTT order and whatnot, I believe, because there were also 2 men working with him too, for the POP, I think it was the prisoner offenders, whatever, they were working with Joseph, and I believe that with Ruth's help, I do believe that Joseph would have made it. I don't know what happened to him that Sunday. I don't know if it was still in effect with this stuff he'd bought off the internet, but I gave the police the tablets that were left. I gave them the laptop. I gave them my tablet to see if there were any way they could find out. Till this day, I don't know the results of what's happened, but I've got my lovely son in the room. I've still got his room that I've not got it as a shrine. I've just got his room the way it was. I'll miss my boy to the day I die. Every day I get up, I say, "Good morning, Joseph." When I'm going out, I tell him where I was coming the day. I miss him. I look at the tin of custard, because when Joseph was in remand, believe it or not, he couldn't believe what he got in prison. He says, "Oh, their custard was great." So I went and bought a tin of bird's eye custard. But obviously I hadn't made it for years. And I made him it, and he's like, "Oh, Ma, I'd forgot to put sugar in it." So I've still got that tin of custard, and I think we never ever made it for him. I've got all the herbs in the house too. I miss him so much. I'll miss him to the day I die. And I think, oh, Joseph, why? Why did you need to turn to drugs? Why? You broke my heart, Joseph. You broke my heart. And if nobody's lost an adult child, it is kind of hard. You really can't imagine. It's the ultimate nightmare, because you've brought these children into the world and watched them and protected them, and all you want them to be is safe and happy. And when they die, it's terrible. And it's about, my man will say to me, I'm nearly 68, he's 71, they'll go, "Well, you know, Marlene, we've not got that long to go." And I do believe that. The day that I shut my eyes for the last time, I'll open them and my 2 lovely boys will be there. But I must thank the people that was involved in Joseph's life. And I am not just saying this because anybody that knows me, no, I don't give lip service and I don't tell lies. I do believe, and I know Ruth is mortified at it, but I believe with Ruth's help and with her interaction, my son would have did it, because I've worked in this field for 20 years, and I believe, see, if you don't have a rapport with these boys and lasses, you have got nothing. Doesn't matter how much you're qualified, if you've got that rapport, they learn to trust you. They learn to have confidence. They learn to be open with you. So I thank Ruth for what she did for my boy. And I'll miss my boy to the day I die. And I only hope with this recording, people will see it and know the pain that a mother goes through. And if there is recovering addicts watching it, please, you are worthy. Seek help and get what you are looking for, because you've only one chance in this life. And I know I had a lovely boy, and I've worked with the boys and lasses, and I know they don't want this life. They don't want it. So thanks very much for giving me the time to express myself.